Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's makeup tutorial is a fall makeup look. I used a little bit cooler shadows on the lid and then a little bit warmer golds on the lower lash line. I think this look is perfect for fall. It's great for work or every day. You don't necessarily have to add the falsies like I did. A lot of the products that I use in this video are incorporated from my favorites, my current favorites. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you'd like to see how to get this look, then keep watching. I'm going to start with this MAC Oil Control Lotion, and this is what I've been using for my primer, and it works amazing for controlling oil. I've been having a problem with oil lately. Just my skin has been so oily, so I just take about that much of it, and it's a very like silky thin formula, so I just put this all over my face, concentrating on like the T-zone, which is where I get the most oily. And then I just let that set. If I'm having like a super oily, like certain times of the month my skin gets really oily, I will use the MAC Prep and Prime line filler, and I just put this like in the center, down my nose, and then on my chin, and this works even better, but I don't need something that heavy right now. So I'm gonna let that dry, and while that's drying, I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. This is great for concealing my eyelids. I just use about that much, really small amount. And this does feel a little bit gritty, but once you rub it in between your fingers, that kind of goes away. So I'm not sure what exactly is in there, but once you rub it together, it goes away. So I just apply this all over. And I also bring it into the inner corners and then kind of underneath my lower lash line to make my eyeshadow stick down there as well. And then I just take whatever's left over and rub it into my eyebrows, and that usually helps to keep my eyebrow, whatever I use to fill in my eyebrows, it keeps it in place a little bit longer. So I've got that done so far. Now for my foundation, I've been using the Estee Lauder Double Wear in Rattan, and it's 2W2. I don't think you'll be able to see that. So I'm just going to be taking some on my finger, shake it up, and just dot it all over. I'm almost out of this. Next time I need to put a pump in here, and you can use the Studio Fix or the MAC pump. And you just cut the end off, and it works great for this foundation. So I'm taking that and my Sigma F80. Just blending this all in, buffing it into my skin. And this works amazing for blending in your foundation, but what really helps for my foundation to look flawless is using a makeup sponge, just a wet makeup sponge. So after I'm done applying this, then I'm going to go back in with a sponge and just bounce it on my skin, and it's just going to make it look flawless. So I've got my foundation on. I have been going in with this because I'm trying to use it up, and this is the MAC Pro Longwear foundation, and it's just a little bit lighter. So I just put that in the center and then go back in with my brush, and it adds a little bit of coverage, and it also just brightens up the center of my face since it is about a shade lighter. And most days doing this, I can just go ahead and skip concealer. So I might use concealer after I apply my eyeshadow just to clean up a little bit. But let's see, I just need to bring this down onto my neck. Okay, now I'm taking my wet sponge and I'm just bouncing it all over, and this just leaves your skin so flawless looking. Okay, so that is that so far for my foundation. Moving back to the eyes, I'm just going to take a lighter, like flesh colored, or maybe even a little bit lighter than that, eyeshadow. And this one I believe is, I think it's Blanc Type. You can also use Brulee, which is this one. I'm just taking this all over my eyelid. And this is just to set the eye primer. And it just helps for the other eyeshadows to blend out just a little bit better. You can use just a regular face powder too. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now I am taking one of my favorite brushes. This is from the Sedona Lace Vortex makeup brushes. And I'm using this shade right here. This is called, I think it's either Quarry. Yeah, this is Quarry. And it's like a lavender gray. I'm just using this and taking it into the crease. I'm concentrating on the outer corner and then just bringing it in very lightly. Okay, now I'm taking a little bit of Copperplate and it's just a matte gray. Quarry is also a matte shade, and I'm just taking this in the outer corner and bringing it into the crease and blending it upward. It just deepens that Quarry up just a little bit. So we're concentrating mostly on the outer corner, but we are blending it into the crease. Now I'm taking a little bit warmer shade as my transition color, and this is Soft Brown from MAC. And I'm just going to take this into the crease and blend it upward. And just so that everything blends out really nicely, it's a really great color for that because it's almost like a skin color. So it helps to blend that in with your highlight. So for my highlight, I'm using the LORAC Pro Palette, and I'm just taking this white and cream shade. I'm going to use a different brush. And I'm just applying that right underneath my eyebrow, all the way to the inner point of my eyebrow. And that's just really going to make my eyebrows stand out a little bit more and just highlight the brow bone. Okay, I'm just going to take a second to fill in my eyebrows, and I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe. It's just like a brown. It's a brown, but not a lot of red in it. For my lower lash line, I am using this brush, and I'm going in with this light bronze color from the LORAC Pro Palette. Actually, I'm going to spray my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus. That way it sticks a little bit better. And I'm just taking this right under my lash line and into the inner corner. And then I'm taking this darker gold, which is just called Gold, and I'm taking this on the outer part of the lower lash line. Now I'm just lining my waterline with Scandalize and Nude. This is from Rimmel. Now moving on to liner, I'm using the Infallible Super Slim 12-Hour Liquid Eyeliner. This is amazing. I absolutely love this. It's super black. It has a long, very fine tip, and I just start by placing this on the outer corner. I have a video on this below that makes it so easy to apply winged liner, but I'm just placing this right on my eye, right there. Line it up with the outer part of your nose and just set it on there, and then about halfway over bring it over to your lash line, and you'll get the easiest perfect line. And then just place the felt tip on your top lash line and just kind of drag it over. Okay, I've got my winged liner finished, and now I'm going to be applying falsies, and I'm using the Red Cherry number 42 lashes. These are so pretty. Okay, so while those are drying, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the rest of my face. And I'm taking Something Special Cream Blush from MAC. And I pulled this out the other day because I saw Jaclyn Hill using this, and it looked so pretty on her. And it is a really pretty peachy pink. So I'm just blending that in. And now I'm just taking my foundation brush and I'm just going to blend it out just a little bit more. And for contour, I'm using Hoola bronzer. I was using the Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced, but it's a little bit too warm for me right now, so I'm using the Sedona Lace FB05. It's just like a contouring brush or a blush brush, and I'm taking that right underneath my blush and then onto my temples, a little bit on my hairline. I like keeping this area lighter. And making sure to blend it out very well for a more subtle contour. And then just contouring my nose a little bit. I just use the same brush and get the sides of my nose and then underneath, and then right underneath my lip, my bottom lip, and then just taking it onto my jawline and blending it down. Okay, now over that blush, I want it to really stay put, and that's a cream product, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of powder blush over it. And this is Blissful from Tarte, and I'm just taking a very, very small amount of this, just barely tapping my brush. It's very pigmented, and I don't want to have too much blush on since I'm layering my products. And I'm just going over that, blending it out into the contour. And then for highlighter, I'm just using this e.l.f. brush. And I'm taking, this is called Lightscapade. This is a very light highlight. And it's from MAC. I'm just applying this right underneath my eye and then up onto the top of my cheekbones. And it just really brings light to the center of your face. And now I'm taking it down my nose and then onto my forehead. And then just right above my lip. I don't like putting highlight on my chin though. I know a lot of people like to do that, but I feel like my chin is just a little bit too oily and it just accentuates that. So I'm going to skip that. And then for mascara, these feel like they're pretty dry. I'm just taking my Best Lash Extreme from Jordana. And just to blend the eyelashes in with my lashes, I'm just going to apply a tiny bit. I'm kind of taking off most of the product and just wiggling it up. This mascara is amazing, so if you get too much, your lashes will just look crazy. Unless you really want that crazy eyelash look, just be very light with it. And then I'm just taking a little bit on my bottom lashes. And then taking a little bit of lipstick, I'm using a little bit of Myth and just blending it out with my finger. I don't want it to be like too nude. And I just barely curve the brush just a little bit to get my ends to fold in. I don't want it to be too curled. I want it to be straight, but just like a tiny bit turned in. And then just take it along the back and just do the same thing back there. Just angle it just a little bit so the ends turn under. And now the top section, just the same thing. Just kind of go around, straighten everything, and then barely curve the straightener. And then I just like to take the top sections back here, and to give a little bit of volume, I just take it up and then just hold it in my hands for a few seconds so it cools off. And then when it falls, there will be like a little bump back there. The same thing right here. I just kind of pull it up and curve it, and then just hold it for a few seconds. And it'll give you a lot more volume. So this is basically the easiest hairstyle that I've ever had. All I have to do is straighten it and go. Sometimes I'll tease the roots if I want a little bit more volume, and then I'll take a little bit of like light hold hairspray. This one's a great one. It's L'Oreal's L-Net. And just kind of lift my hair, spray underneath. Let it dry, and then it just gives a little bit of volume at the roots, which looks super cute. Sometimes I just tease it with a teasing comb, but since I just washed my hair and blow dried, it has a little bit more volume than usual. But like second and third day hair, that works really great. So I will show you the back. And this is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fall makeup tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.